The other challenge that we're seeing is with where rates are and with the deals that are out there. I've got the PE managers coming to me and telling me, like, if I could do credit deals, I would do credit deals. I would rather sit in credit in the capital stack than in equity, but I can't do credit deals because I'm a private equity manager. And so, you mentioned private credit. I mean, everybody, there's no secret around private credit. I mean, everybody's talking about private credit. There's been a huge amount of capital allocated, raised, committed, but not necessarily put to work. I have a handful of managers that I've allocated to that have called some capital. We haven't seen the distressed, nature yet of underlying assets. I think there have been pockets of it, and I've got a manager that I invest with that's doing some distressed stuff in New York. The manager's out of New York, but they're investing in real estate distressed. But there hasn't been a deluge of opportunities. There's been some select opportunities. So depending on how the rate cycle kind of works out, the opportunities will be pretty dependent on that. In terms of what I see going forward, listen, it still kind of remains this kind of tale of two cities. I will tell you, on one hand, in the housing market, there is a national undersupply of housing. And with where rates are and with affordability of new homes, I don't think that individuals are going to be in a position to be able to buy lots of new homes anytime soon. As a result, the likes of Blackstone and all these big managers have been focused on this single family rental market, which I think is significant. There's a lot of these millennials and younger folks that just don't have the money to put down on a down payment on a home and that don't want to borrow at 7 or 8%. Rates could certainly help that. I follow the market very closely here in Boston because it's in my backyard. And you're starting to see more supply come on the market. You're starting to see prices come down a bit. You're seeing homes take hits trying to move the inventory. But keep in mind, you're not going to list your home for sale unless you absolutely have to, right? You're in a 3 or 4% mortgage. Many of those are interest only for 3 or 4%. And you're going to sell your home and you're going to go into a 7 or 8% mortgage. You're only doing that if you have to relocate or you're getting divorced or something like that. So, on one hand, the consumers has seemed to stay pretty strong. And so, you could paint a picture where we don't have a recession next year or something is super, super light. Again, a lot of it is predicated on interest rates. And, trust me, the Fed is focused on that. The Fed is watching interest rates and what's going on in the economy.
So I want to double click on the private equity, and we're going to get back to the private credit.